Hi friends, Julie Cross here. Just about to launch some of my new shows, all about building resilience for teens, tweens and their parents. So let me tell you how this came about. After every event I do, whether it's a corporate event or whether it's one of my public shows, people always leave and say to me, how can my teenagers need hear this? Or how can my kids get exposed to this message? This is what our children need to be hearing. So you've asked for it, so here it is. And the reason that we need to be hearing it, and you realise that our kids need to be hearing it, is because it is more relevant than ever before how necessary it is for us to give our children the skills to empower up, with the focus on anti-bullying, with the focus on cyberbullying and what's happening on our social media platforms. It's time now more than ever that we have a message of empowering up. Let us focus on the positive and not the negative. Instead of focusing on the bullying, let us focus on empowering up our young people so that they have the emotional strength to deal with some of these situations that they've got to deal with. You know, resilience isn't something you get given on your 18th birthday and that we can wrap up and give to our children and say, there's resilience. Now go and live a big emotionally strong life. It is an emotional muscle that needs to work out. If we want to build a fit body, then we do the exercises necessary to build a fit body. And we know that when we do those exercises, they hurt a little and sometimes a lot. And our body goes through a little bit of pain to get there. And it's the same with building, emotionally strong bodies, is that we need to work out to be able to do that. And we need to be exposed to messages, strategies, exercises that allow us to embrace that journey of growing strong and emotionally strong and resilient. And so that's the focus of these events. I cannot tell you how amazing it is for me to have these young people come to my event, and they get there and you can see their parents have dragged them along because you can see the attitude all over them. This attitude of, I don't want to be here, I don't know why I'm here. And then as they sit there, I watch them sit there like this. And there is no greater joy to me as a presenter than to be watching them. And as I'm sharing these messages with me, watching their body language relax, watching them turn their chairs to face me and fully engage with the message, watching them come along and seeing the light bulb moments in their faces and in their eyes as they embrace the kind of messages that I'm giving them. And so that's why I do this. That's why I do this. And the reason it's so important that we come with our children to these and hear these messages together is it creates new conversations. So there's suddenly a higher level of conversation happening. I'm not saying they haven't heard it from you, the parents, but to hear it from somebody else affirms the messages that I know that you're also giving them. So let us build emotionally resilient young people. There's so many stories I could tell you about. The young girl that came to one of my Brisbane shows and left messaging me the next day saying that, her mother made her come along and she didn't want to come. And after she left, she just wished that all of her 15-year-old friends could be exposed to such messages. About the little girl, the school I spoke at, and there was a little girl that sat down the back. At the end, I asked for a volunteer to come on stage and sing my Sparkle song. And as we watched, the room just went quiet as this young girl got up from the back and pulled her uniform down nervously and nervously walked up onto the stage, and the whole room just went silent. And when she sang, and afterwards I noticed a teacher was having a few tears, and I would hear later on that she would have been voted the least likely to get on the stage. She had come back from a troubled background, living in foster homes, and they were so emotional at the fact that she was empowered enough in that moment to walk up onto stage and to own her space in the world. So this is the kind of thing that we're doing, is we're empowering these young people up to give them strategies to deal and cope with what it means to live a big life. And there will be some challenges. So I'll be sharing some stories and strategies around being resilient and what that looks like and what that means, and how we can reframe situations that we're perhaps focusing on and seeing negatively and see them as emotional workouts and move through them and get stronger. Because the fact is that we won't make social media go away, so we're going to have to learn how to be in that room. We're going to have strategies of how to function well in that room. And so let us empower our young people up. The shows have been launched. You'll find all the dates on my website at juliecross.com.au/events. And so you'll see where it's coming to your local area. Now, just with regards to, ticket price. So I have a value family pass as well that you can buy, and I know some people approach me and ask, and can you get a reduction, or I can't really afford it. And I just I just have to challenge people a little bit here. And if somebody genuinely cannot afford it, then please see me, and I just want to expose this message to everybody. But, you know, we are worth the investment. We spend so much money so freely on dressing up the outside. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars on formal events where we're hiring cars and dressing them all up on the outside and spending money on hair and all that sort of thing, which is all lovely. And I'm not saying you don't deserve it. But, you know, really, this is a small investment on nurturing the inside. And really, in the end, that will affect how we move through the world on the outside. It's time we started working from the inside out and seeing the value in investing on the inside and who we are and empowering up from within. And then, you know, the rest will take care of itself. So I'm very excited to be bringing these events to your local area. Very excited to meet your young people and some more wonderful stories. So I'm looking forward to meeting them. So would love to see you come along. And thank you for asking for this. You asked, I listen to my tribe, and it's you guys that do that. So thank you for asking for that. And I'm looking forward to meeting your families. I'll see you soon.